And he knows every moment. He knows the moment. Now, certain things are going to happen, that your body functions are going to change. But I must put in the brain the ability to know how to act under stressful.
Yeah, beautiful.
He took that much interest.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank God.
Yes. We talked about it. Come on, start with me. Start with me. The brain knows each muscle. Come on in here. Their function. Sister Clark. And capability. I know this is kind of boring. Psychology. The brain tells the muscle when to retire.
Yes. It does.
And the brain tells the muscles what to do to push it to performance.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
It's cool. Even your muscle don't know it's tired till the brain lets it know.
That's
All
right.
right. Here we go. Yeah.
All right.
Even your muscle doesn't know that it's tired till your brain tells it. Why? Because muscles are built to be able to do certain functions to a certain capacity that God, in designing the brain, enabled it to know how far to push each muscle to a certain point. And then when the muscle has reached a certain point, your brain tells you. The brain tells you, stop. In other words, how the muscle by God was designed has registered. The communication between the brain and the muscle are so in one accord that it protects each other and it tells you, stop. See, now if we paid attention to the brain when it tells us to stop, then we wouldn't have to take 3 days to recover.
Yeah.
All right.
Are y'all in here? And oftentimes we find ourselves going through a process of recovery because we didn't listen to the command.
That's right. All right.
That's right.
Or I just need to do one more thing. No, why do one more thing that's going to take you 3 days?
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
One more, I just need to do this one more thing. And your body is telling you, stop. So you rather put yourself through a 3-day setback rather than taking a moment to set down. Y'all ain't hearing me. Y'all ain't going. Y'all ain't praying for me. I ain't even upset with you. Are y'all in? The question was asked. Who tells the brain to think in such a way? Do we really think that God, who has created all things, just comes down and sits beside you and tells your brain, blink? You?
No. So
it becomes apparent that how God has designed it, He had already put in
That's right.
a program.
Yeah.
All right.
I wish.
There you go. Program.
A program. It's not necessary for God to come down to the millions of people and say, okay, breathe, run around there, breathe. speaking to the brain, giving it a command for every moment, for every incident, for every situation. He's wise to know how to program it because God of today already knows the events of tomorrow.
All right. All right.
He told Jeremiah, he said, you know what, before you was even conceived, come on, before you became a living organism, are y'all in here? I knew you. So if I knew you that well, should not I know how many times you need to breathe from birth to death?
Man.
Yes.
Birth to death.
Come on. The ability of God. We talked about it. Even he said it in the text. No, I don't see it in the text where God says, I have orchestrated inside the brain the ability to breathe. And how many times in Yvette's life she must breathe? No, he simplified it. He said, I know every strand. To talk about one thing that may blow your mind. I know every strand. Now, and I said it last week, let me write you $1 million check. If I had the ability to write any one of us $1 million check until you tell me how many strands of hairs on your head, you would pass up the opportunity of getting a check that could set you free. Why? Because you don't even know.
Don't have a clue.
You have no clue
That's right.
of how many strands of hair. God has such an interest in us that he knows how many strands of hair is on this bald head still has strands. You can't see them, but God knows they're there. Come in here. Give it a couple of weeks, and what you don't see today, you'll see it on tomorrow. Give me a couple of days here. And all of a sudden, that what you don't see, there is no evidence of.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me take a break away from the razor blade. God, I wish I had somebody with me. And that which is not seen, God already knows.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He already
know.
So we realize that the brain operates how by God it is designed. How by God is designed. It remains in cooperation with his plan to function and never veered off. The function of the brain remains in God's plan. The function of the brain, independently, each one of us, separate from one another, has a brain that functions to provide for us life. And it all acts in conjunction that God created a plan for your brain. God created a plan for your brain. God created a plan for your brain. Because as I said earlier, my brain and how it tells my body to function to provide life for me is not going to be the same as it is for Bishop. Our structures are different. Our weights fluctuate. Do you not even see that my brain must accommodate for the 20 pounds I put on?
That is.
For the additional weight that I put on, my brain has to make those adjustments. Come in here!
Talk, preacher, talk.
for me to live.
All right.
I've looked at TV shows where people were bedridden because of their weight. 4 and 5 and 600 pounds. But still the brain operates under that stress level to accommodate that person's what? Some sense of living. We ain't talking about quality living, some sense of living.